everyone. Thanks for joining us on Sit Down with the Director. I am Grant Swallows, the Director of Schools in Warren County, and I am extremely excited today to be joined by several of our students in Warren County, primarily at Warren County High School. And so fired up today to be able to sit down with them. And we're doing this very strangely on Zoom, and you can see they're all sitting in a room at Warren County High School. I'm in my office at the central office, and they are appropriately distanced and on Zoom, which I think is appropriate for our year 2020 and 2021 school year. We've had to do this in lots of different ways. And so we thought it was appropriate to do it this way today as well. So I'm excited to talk a little bit about what they're going through and to share with you as a community some of their perspectives on the school year, and just we're going to have a little fun today. I'm excited about this. So I'm going to let them introduce themselves to you and just tell you a little bit about them. And so we're going to start with the first person on my screen is Chandler. So I'm going to tell Chandler to come off mute and introduce himself, and then we'll go around the group.
Hi, I'm Chandler. I'm 17, Warren County High School, and I don't have too much time for school activities besides studying and stuff like that. I'm in the mechatronics program through Motlow, and it's really fun.
What grade are you in, Chandler?
I'm a senior.
Okay. All right, Katan, you're next.
Hi, my name is Katan Shockley. I am a senior at Warren County High School. I'm a member of the Pioneer Dance team, and I'm also in clubs like FCCLA and Student Advisory, which allows me to get to be here and speak with you.
Awesome. Grace?
Hi, my name is Grace Spartman. I'm a sophomore, and I'm a member on the basketball cheer team. I also am in Student Advisory and Interact.
All right, so Ashlyn, you're next.
Hi, I'm Ashlyn. I'm a sophomore at Warren County High School. I'm involved in organizations like Interact and Student Advisory.
Awesome. Tristan?
Hi, I'm Tristan Addington. I'm a senior. I'm 17, and I work with the Southern Standard to do stats for football.
Awesome. Great. Well, I appreciate you guys being here with me today. And so we're going to do something fun right off the bat. Everybody get your cell phone. I know you want to take like a selfie of what you're doing right now. So everybody, we're going to all take a selfie together on a count of 3 so that we all have a little fun with this. All right. Ready? Everybody ready? Everybody got your phone? 3, 2, 1, smile. All right. Got it. Okay. So now you can send that out on social media and have a little fun with that. So, all right. So today I want to talk a little bit about how the school year is going and kind of your perspective of what's been taking place. And of course, for those that are watching, if you don't know, in Warren County, we started the year on a hybrid schedule based around COVID and all the things that we're trying to do to keep people safe. And so by the hybrid schedule, that meant that we went 2 days a week in person and 3 days a week remote learning. And then after the first 9 weeks, we went to fall break, and then we came back, and actually we're going 4 days in person learning and still 1 day remote learning. So what you probably don't know are at Warren County High School, they're on a A-B schedule already. So students were really only seeing their teachers 1 time a week because they were only on the hybrid schedule because they were only in those classes 1 time a week. So lots of challenges for them, lots of new things that have been taking place. And so I don't want to talk about the challenges right off the bat. I want to talk about the good things that you've seen. So from your perspective, students, and this will be just, I'm not going to call you out. I'll just let you come off mute and talk about whatever you want to. What have been some of the good things that have happened in the first months of school this year?
Chandler.
Teachers have been really supportive and helpful with emailing and emailing back and forth to help out with assignments to make sure that you're all caught up and you're actually learning.
Good.
I think a good thing about this year is, like Chandler said, teachers are being really supportive, and they're also letting us know that they're really good about schoolwork, helping us anytime that we need help, letting us come into their classrooms, letting us socially distance, even though it's hard sometimes in those classrooms, letting us socially distance as good as possible. I just think teachers have been really good about helping us try to get through this year without having to change much.
What else? Anybody?
I think that the teachers understand what we're going through, and so they're trying their best to not change as much and to let us have a good year.
Okay, good.
I think
What
also
about, go ahead.
Sorry.
That's okay,
I think
go ahead.
another thing is that it's really good to be back in the school environment more than just twice a week, getting to see everybody, because twice a week, only getting to see a few people every day was just kind of hard to do your work especially, but hard to get in that school environment. And so I think coming back to school on 4 days a week and the remote learning on Fridays, I think that's been a really great thing that we've adjusted to and adapted to, and that's helped us a lot.
Good. Hey, so let's talk about that a little bit. Let's talk about the hybrid schedule. And, was it hard? Is it something that was for high school students? Was it easier for you because you had been doing it before? Or, what were some of the challenges that you had on the hybrid, or maybe even some of the things that you liked about the hybrid schedule?
I say a lot of students took advantage of it because a lot of us are more technically inclined, and it's easier for us. Let's say the teacher sends us some homework and a video of them describing it, and maybe we couldn't collect all the knowledge from that. A lot of us, we can go online and we can look up and we'll do a lot more research on it and then go do the homework. So
Yeah.
I think it was okay, but I do prefer the 4 days.
I think the hybrid schedule was really good for high school students, especially seniors going into college, because I think that's how you're going to have to adapt to that going into college. You're not going to see your teachers every day a week telling you to do your homework and sending out emails all the time. You're not going to have that going into college. But I also think that I enjoyed it because it gave me time to teach myself how to do some work, because I'll understand it better if I teach it to myself sometimes.
Yeah.
But it was also hard for me, I'm in math and I'm really bad at math. So that was a hard subject to learn, but some things are easier to learn. So I think there were good and bad to the hybrid schedule.
Yeah.
So,
Tristan,
for me, going off what Catan said, it taught me a lot more independence, because I couldn't ask my teachers as much, I need help with this, and I couldn't go to them for extra help as often as I could. But it does get us prepared for college more, because there's not as much one-on-one interaction with the professor. But I do agree, I struggled with math a lot because I'm terrible at it.
well, math is hard in the classroom. So having to learn it on Google Classroom or whatever it is always a challenge. So yeah, that's right. Ladies, Grace, Ashlyn, anything?
I enjoyed the hybrid schedule, but I think the 4 days a week makes it easier for both the students and teachers for us to learn, because we get to see them twice instead of just once, and we're able to pick it up easier and ask questions.
Good.
I enjoyed the hybrid schedule just because I got to sleep in on the days I didn't come to school, and not getting to see my friends was a struggle because I just love interacting with everyone. So I do think the 4 day has helped everyone with the learning and just being able to not be confused on something when it comes to taking the test.
Yeah. Hey, so that's a great point. Let's kind of talk about that a second. So to me, a big part of high school is the interaction, and you're hanging out with your friends and getting to see everybody and sports and clubs and all the things that go on with that. So, talk to me a little bit about how that's going this year, because you have encountered a different environment, a different year. But talk to me about how's school life going?
I think it's going really well now that we're doing the 4 days a week. And like Grace said, we're getting to interact with everybody, not just a select few that have the last names A through L and last names M through Z. You're getting to see everybody. For sports and clubs, it's really interesting. I'm a Pineyette, and we're having to wear our masks all the time, unless we're dancing full out. But other than that, our coach makes us wear our masks all the time because she wants us to be safe, and she knows that it's hard for us, but she wants us to be safe in the long run and doesn't want us to get Rona or have to quarantine. And clubs are also really interesting because we're not necessarily getting to have as many clubs this year. We're not getting Club Rush, which isn't allowing the freshmen to know what kind of clubs we have here, or we're just not getting to have those meetings. So that's one downside to this, I guess, but it happens.
Yeah. Anybody else?
I mean, for me, it was when everybody came back for the 4-day, it was almost kind of like the first day of school again because everybody was seeing each other for the first time. But I had never seen so many teachers yell at kids for trying to hug people. Because, I'd see somebody, hug their friend, and some teacher would scream down the hall 6 feet apart, and it got a little annoying.
Well, while I understand your dismay and your annoyance there, the teacher was just doing what they were supposed to do. So it's just a weird environment, y'all. It's strange to have to walk down one side of the hallway and just like Catan said, clubs and things that you're just so used to. But I'm happy to hear that. Part of me is just like, well, I'm just glad they're getting to do anything because, last year seniors in March, April, and May, just lost out on things. So I'm glad that you're getting to participate in some things. And so, what I've been so impressed with is how you all have responded to this is that, our football team has had a fantastic year and continuing to go on. Our soccer team really did well, and Pioneerettes and band and all the things that we're being able to do, we're doing very well, and that's a tribute to you guys as students, because you could be sitting there saying, "Oh, this is terrible. I hate all this. We have to stay 6 feet apart. We have to wear masks. But you all have had great attitudes about what we've asked you to do, and it's allowed us to be able to do all the things that we've been able to do. So kudos to you guys on being able to do those things and set the example, maybe even for the younger folks. So let's talk about, we brought up masks a couple times. Talk to me about what it's like to be a high school student and have to wear a mask all the time. And listen, honest answers are perfectly acceptable.
It's interesting sometimes. Definitely. I know there's sometimes where I don't necessarily want to wear mine, but I have to remember if I want to continue coming to school my senior year, want to have a full senior year, get to fish football season, get to compete in competitions, I have to wear that mask. And I know it's hard for some people. Trust me, it's hard for me. But I just try to think of what the outcome is going to be if I don't wear the mask or if I do wear the mask. So.
Wearing a mask has really been a struggle, but especially when they fog your glasses up, it's really hard. But you just gotta look at the positive and us trying to overcome this pandemic.
So are people wearing them? That's the $1 million question. Everybody wants to know, are people actually wearing the mask?
They are.
I fight about it all the time, but I'm shocked at the amount of people that you would think that wouldn't wear their masks here are actually like wearing them, and it's like a good thing to see.
It's like an amazing feeling whenever you get to take a break outside and walk around and take off your mask. Feels like heaven.
Good. I'm glad. That's good. That's what it's there for. So I'm
Also,
glad that
being able to pick out the different like mask colors that match your outfits have been really fun because you get to go shop for them and stuff. Shopping.
yeah, we've helped the economy and that as well. So let's talk a little bit about some of your challenges. Let's say, what are the things that when you think about school right now that you're like, okay, I wish we could do this better.
We are getting a lot of work. Even if we don't know how to do it, we just turn it in and hope it's right. It's just, I don't know, it's been really challenging on us on the schoolwork.
Yeah, I've learned to appreciate Google and YouTube a whole lot more because that's like, I love my teachers, but you have to do so much like self-education, and I've never had to do that before, so it's been kind of crazy.
Okay.
With how many students they have to help out, it does help to be able to go online and look at all that to self-educate.
Yeah. Good.
I think we're focusing more still. I think it was a problem with hybrid, getting it done instead of understanding it. And I think being at school 4 times a week is helping us understand it more because we are going to be in the classroom with the teachers. But I still think that it's more focused on just turning it in and getting it done rather than understanding what we're doing. I know I only have like one class that I actually do work in, but I'm still like trying to just turn it in and get it done because all we see is the due at a certain time, and we're trying to turn it in instead of trying to understand how to do the work. So that way when we take the test, we know it, but we don't. So
Also, this year, I've never studied more than I have for a test.
Hey, that's a good thing. Now, you may see that as a bad thing, but it's a good thing, right? I think it's a good thing. So let's again. I want to pull at that thread a little bit. You've mentioned a couple times that you think this might prepare you for college a little bit better. All right, because you are being required to learn on your own to an extent and having to look up answers. So to me, that's critical thinking. All right. So critical thinking is I'm not just giving you information and asking you to put it back on a test. All right. You're having to learn it. You're thinking about it. You're having to look it up and kind of learn it on your own. So to me, that's a good thing. All right. Now, for you, I know it leads to a little frustration. I got that, but that's just the way it goes. Tell me, what are some of the things that you're doing in school right now that you think are going to prepare you for either college, or even if you don't go to college, if you're for a job, or any of the things that that you are talking about doing work wise, understanding and being able to spit it back on a test. What are some of the things that we're doing that are going to help you that you think?
I think with a lot of like online work, that's gonna help a lot because I don't know what college is like. I see my brother every morning sitting at a computer screen doing his work online. So if that's what college is like, then I think a lot of the online work is going to prepare us more, especially if Corona is still as big of a deal in fall of 2021 whenever we go off to college. If it's a big deal then and we're still doing online work, then I think that our teachers are helping us with giving us that work and turning it on time.
Is that, Grace, you said you're studying more than you ever had. Is it because of the deadlines or because of the challenge of the work, or what's causing it?
It's mostly because I don't understand it in class. So then I have to go home and then have my mom help me or use YouTube and just try to like comprehend it better.
Okay. What about you guys? Anything you've done this year so far that you think is going to help you?
I think it's really preparing because it's helped me understand my motto classes a whole lot more with making friends and having to write down stuff without my professor there immediately right on hand. It's a whole lot more reading and studying and online turn-ins through D2L and stuff like that.
I feel like it will get us a lot more prepared for college because my friends that I've talked to, they've said they haven't stepped foot out of their dorm. They just sit in there all day. They either do Zoom or their professor will send them a YouTube lecture and they'll send them like a worksheet. So what I've heard is we get more like physical interaction with everyone at school than most colleges do.
So I've heard a couple of times that you like the 4-day a week instruction model a little bit better. So that comes with some struggles for distancing and everything else. So talk to me about what's the mindset there. Is we're having to quarantine more students, and I said that from the very beginning that when we do this. We're going to have to quarantine more students. And so tell me, what are your thoughts about having to be quarantined or what's going on around that?
Yeah, I just got back from quarantine too. Chandler and I both got sent home. It wasn't terrible, but the online work was hard because at first I thought it was hard with just like one a day, like not one a day, seeing a teacher once a week, but then not being able to see him at all. I really had to like pick myself up, and it was just really hard, especially with math because I'm terrible at math.
I think it's always fear getting quarantined for me. I know I don't want to be quarantined because I do much better sitting in the classroom, but I know my teachers are doing the best they can to separate us and keep us separated. I know that I go to my teachers and say, is there any way that like I can move up a seat, or if there's any way that I can spread out from, if we can spread out at all. But and I know that's hard sometimes, especially when a classroom is full. But our teachers are really doing a great job of letting us take breaks, letting us do mask breaks, letting us go outside, take masks off. The teachers are really doing a great job of just trying to make sure that we're safe and allowing us to take off our masks. They know it's hard. They struggle a lot more than we do, and I know that. But they're doing a really great job of trying to keep us safe.
So, when you look back at your yearbook from this year, I mean, lots of people that have graduated for you, they're going to be talking about letter jackets, and y'all need to get letter masks is what you need to get. That would be awesome. You need to have a letter mask, and then you can wear that wherever you want to. But or I see a section in the yearbook of like, where do you take your mask break, or something like that. I mean, right? I think you've got unique things that nobody else has ever had, right? That's kind of fun. But so let's talk about some fun things. Let's talk about what's it been like having a football team that's excelled as they have, a soccer team that had a great year. Tell me about how that's impacted your year and your experience.
It's really been great. I enjoy like being on the sidelines on Friday nights, getting to cheer on the team. I know I don't go to the soccer games, but it's amazing to be a part of a school that has such amazing athletics, who have students that work hard and try hard and who are passionate about a sport. And it's just amazing to have that feeling of a great sports team.
It's a really good feeling, and one thing I know a lot of people are bummed about is I forgot what it's called, but they only let so many fans into the stadium, and it's interesting to think about how many people would be there because the stadiums already look full on Friday night. But if we let everybody in, it would be crazy. But it's really cool how everybody still supported the football team and the soccer team during this tough time.
I think it's been amazing because that outpouring like love of the community is coming to every game that they can to support the athletes. And so I think it's been a really good thing for us to be able to have the athletes be able to play and show what they put their work into.
It's really great to know that like our community supports our sports so much that there's been sold out games and people have been asking for tickets, saying they'll pay them to get their tickets. It's amazing to think that our community supports our student athletes so much.
Yeah, I'll say the same thing. It's been one of those things to where I think about the homecoming game night against Cookeville, and it was the night before fall break, and the fact that we were undefeated at that time, and just imagine how many people would have been in that stadium had it not been, the year that it's been. So when I think about it like that, it's like, oh, what a bummer. But at the same time, looking at the positive, which is what you all are doing, and I so appreciate that, is that you're still getting to have that experience regardless of what it's like. You're still getting to have that experience, and I'm just so proud of you all, and so proud of what everybody's done to make sure that we're continuing that way forward. So any questions that you have? Now, it's not every day you get to sit down with the guy that makes the decision about snow days. So that's really what you guys are going to, that's all you care
More
about.
snow days, please.
Okay.
I hope it's
Well, that's not a question. That's a comment. That's just a statement, so you have questions maybe from me?
I would have to ask because I know it's probably a lot becoming a director of schools, but I can imagine how hard it is becoming a director of schools during a pandemic and being responsible for all the regulations.
Well, it has been challenging. It's not something that I don't think you could ever be prepared for. But at the end of the day, I've said this before, I could have been doing this job for 10 years and I'd still be making decisions that have never been made before. And so I'm just thankful to have an opportunity to do this in an environment where you guys have mentioned this already. We've got teachers and administrators that are just working so hard to make sure, and they do that for you. Because I can't tell you how many times somebody has said, this is extremely hard, but it's worth it when we get the opportunity to see our kids come to school, learn, be involved in all the things that they're involved in. And so that's what it's about for me too, is you all getting to experience what you're getting to experience, however much gray hair it's causing me to have currently. But at the end of the day, it's all about you guys. And so that's for me why I appreciate you guys being here so much today, because I don't get to see students as much as I'd like to anymore. And I'm glad to get to spend a little time with you guys.
I just want to say thank you because as a member of a sports team who didn't know they were going to get to have a season, it's just I really appreciate it because it's my senior year and I did not want to lose a football season, and it would have been possible if it wasn't for you. So I just want to say thank you for allowing us to have a football season and let's come to the school board next week. We know that's your decision and the school board's decision. So I just want to say thank you.
Well, thank you for saying that. That's not necessarily anything I did, but I'm just glad that we were able to, like you, continue that. Now, can I just say, we got a lot more ahead of us. All right. We've got basketball season, we've got prom, we've got graduation, and I will just say I'm concerned about where we are in our community and the spread of the virus. And so I've said this numerous times and I'll say it again. If nobody gets anything out of this time that we've spent together, it's that I hope they'll hear what you're saying and understand the importance of, we got to take care of ourselves because we've got to limit the spread of this virus. And the way we do that is all the things that the medical professionals are telling us to do. And my biggest disappointment would be to have to take opportunities away from you. And I'm having to do that anyway, travel and clubs and things like that. I hate having to take that away. but we've got to do it right now. But I want to be able to continue to do some of the things. It's like I said, nobody will make me happy. Nothing will make me happier than to get rid of these masks and that you don't have to take mask breaks. But at the end of the day, it's what we've got to do right now. So. All right, so let's, I guess we'll wrap up at this point unless anybody's got something they want to add or any other questions. Lunch is calling your name, apparently. They were trying to give you lunch earlier. And so, hey, I want to say thank you so much to take the time out of your busy day. And I hope I didn't take you out of math class, Tristan, because it sounds like you need to be in there.
I wish you did.
Well, I know you wish I did, but we don't want you to get any further behind in there. But again, guys, thanks so much for spending time with me. We're here to help you and want the best for you. And so have a great rest of your day. And all those that have watched, thanks so much for joining us on Sit Down with the Director. We're going to try to do this monthly, and I'm not sure I'll have more fun with another group than this, but at the end of the day, it's been a lot of fun. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.